How will Jay Gruden and the Redskins react to the early moves in free agency? Jonathan Newton, The Washington Post. The NFL machine slowly began cranking Monday as the two-day negotiation period opened ahead of the new league year and start of free agency Wednesday. The movement wasn't titanic, but it was still a notable sign of the wave of things to come. The Washington Redskins did some housekeeping by re-signing kicker Dustin Hopkins and placing a second-round tender on restricted free agent tackle Ty Nsekhe. The Washington Post's Kimberly A. Martin reported Monday night that team personnel was dining with free agent defensive lineman Muhammad Wilkerson, and he would meet with coaches Tuesday. NFL Free Agency 2018. The latest news and rumors. But outside of Ashburn, off-season movement began in earnest. Here are a few transactions that could cause ripples in the Redskins' direction. Buffalo Bills trade left tackle Cordy Glenn to Cincinnati Bengals and flip first-round picks. Bills now at No. 12, and Bengals drop to 21. If you were secretly hoping the Redskins would still be in the mix for one of those top 4 quarterbacks in the upcoming draft, this move likely dashes those dreams. It was unlikely that either Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen or Baker Mayfield would slip to No. 13 with the Cleveland Browns, New York Giants, Denver Broncos and New York Jets all in the market for a quarterback. It was also unlikely the Redskins would spend their first-round pick on a quarterback after trading for Alex Smith. But there was always the thought the Redskins need to start thinking about grooming someone to take over after Smith. The Bills hopping in at No. 12 adds another quarterback-hungry team to the mix and virtually kills that scenario. Case Keenum lines up deal with Broncos that should get QB market moving. The positive, though, is another team looking at quarterbacks increases the chances of someone like Washington defensive tackle Vita Vea or Florida State safety Derwin James still being on the board. ESPN reported Tuesday morning that former Vikings quarterback Case Keenum will sign with the Broncos, so Denver may not be as pressed to select a quarterback at No. 5. Sammy Watkins agrees to terms with the Kansas City Chiefs. Allen Robinson agrees to terms with the Chicago Bears. The best 2 receivers went off the board in the wee hours of the night. The next tier of receivers now includes Paul Richardson, Jordan Matthews, Marquise Lee, Dante Moncrief and John Brown. This seemed like a position the Redskins would address via free agency. And Richardson is now likely to be at the top of the list of teams needing a receiver. The top free agent needs for every NFL team. Miami Dolphins plan to release Ndamukong Suh. According to multiple reports, Washington needs another defensive tackle to help with a run defense that allowed a league-high 146 rushing yards in 2017. Suh in Washington is a stretch, but it adds another high-quality defensive lineman to the pool that includes Wilkerson, Sheldon Richardson, Dontari Poe, Star Lotulelei and others. The more top-notch players available, the better chance the Redskins get one. Kansas City Chiefs cut safety Ron Parker. Parker may not be a household name, but he has started all but one game the last 4 years for the Chiefs. He picked off 7 passes during that stretch and had a career-high 94 tackles in 2014 and still had 67 in 2017. Kansas City has committed to a rebuild of the defense and is shedding salary. And the 30-year-old Parker was a casualty of that. The Redskins need safety help. And now there's another proven veteran on the market. Seattle Seahawks cut cornerback Deshaun Sheed. The Seahawks cornerback started 15 games in 2016 and had 8 tackles and an interception. The Legion of Boom got all the attention, but the 29-year-old worked his way into the starting lineup opposite Richard Sherman. The Seahawks wanted him back, and he still may work out a better contract for the team. but she'd spent most of 2017 on the physically unable to perform list after tearing his anterior cruciate ligament in the playoffs against the Atlanta Falcons in January 2017. Washington will address the cornerback position this offseason, especially if Bashaud Breeland leaves via free agency. But would it really gamble on a player who was limited to 2 games last year? Read more NFL coverage. The top free agent needs for every NFL team. Kirk Cousins gathers info on new teams as NFL free agent negotiating window opens. Boswell. We're about to see just how much damage the Redskins did to themselves. The NFL's quarterback market is bursting with options for a change.